Good evening, Raskin Joyers. Hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Abnormal Talk. Yes, today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 abnormal skins to chase out today, and we also happen to have 4 regular skins that will become marketable tomorrow when the Rust Store rotates. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to sit here, figure out prices to offer all of these skins, and of course, race to put those bars down the very second they become marketable. Now, you're probably sitting there wondering, why does my hair look ever so nice? Well, it's because I dyed it. It's wonderful, isn't it? But also, tomorrow, we're going to have the Valentine's Rust Store, so of course I'm going to have to dress up for it. Now, what I should actually sit here and say is basically, what are abnormals and what are regular skins? You probably don't know, and I totally understand it. Some people are new to this, so if you could consider looking in the description of this video right now, you'll see 2 videos are provided. The first video is a 60-second video, which is very brief but quick to showcase that abnormal skins are skins that become marketable before the Rust Store even rotates, and we know exactly when it's going to happen. So what we do, as we said, is we'll sit down, figure out prices to offer for all of these skins, and then, of course, race to put them down as fast as possible. But if you're thinking, well, you know, it was nice to be aware of that, but I still don't fully understand how to identify abnormals, I still don't fully understand when exactly they are going to appear, well, don't worry. You can then consider watching the second video, which is about 20 minutes long, which does explain a little bit further in regards to, what abnormals, how they work and whatnot. But by the end of that video, you should totally understand everything. Sounds good? Right, so consider giving those a good watch. Consider watching my app right now, and then, of course, look in the description. You can skip ahead to the actual buy orders, which is a chapter in itself in the description. Right, let's proceed. So, Black Ops AK47, a very cool, stylish, sleek black design, very nice with a useful red aim sight, but I have made mention that in the past we've basically got other options that are exactly like this. There's plenty more black AK47s, and, well, quite recently, and I did show this off in the Rust rotation video, you could just go ahead and take a look at the Commando AK47, which is $1 cheaper compared to this. But at the very least, and I'm very well aware of this, the skin creators do intend to make a Black Ops collection. I think it's the Thompson next. But of course, with Valentine's in the way, they haven't been able to submit anything. So, just you keep an eye on their workshop. Over the course of this upcoming weekend, a Black Ops weapon will be there. And potentially, a proper collection starts to get built up from here and now. So, all right, from here to, maybe throughout all the summer, there'll probably be a lot of Black Ops weapons, and maybe that AK works out ever so nicely. It's not always. But when it's, normally when we have a weapon-only collection or weapon and tool-only collection, the skins don't really tend to work out very nicely. But if the skins are actually fairly in demand, the more the merrier, and things do kind of turn to work out quite nicely. And hey, who knows, eventually in the future, maybe we'll get like Black Ops clothing and armour. Last year, how many black clothing and armour pieces did we get? Quite a lot, and they all sold quite nicely, and Facepunch seems to approve of them, so you never know, but, that's all just theory crafting. We can easily fantasise of what can happen, but let's focus this right here, right now. So let's also make comparisons to the AKs that we've also mentioned. So, like I said, there are other black AK-47s in this game, and if you're going to compare this to them, it's going to be a little bit helpful. So, you have done 28,000 subscribers so far. I, of course, did my 48-hour analysis. I made some estimates in regards to how much all of these skins were going to reach, and I actually estimated this was going to do between 30 to 35,000 subscribers by Thursday. Now, of course, we still have some time, but as of now, that has fallen short. It hasn't reached 30,000. Maybe by tomorrow we see some more sales. Hey, we shall see. But anyway, back over to here, we have the Commando AK-47 that did only about 16,000 subscribers. I give it a good look. You can see right now it's currently selling at $2, but the design of this, the useful red aim sight, it's all there. It's pretty much the exact same thing, but it's $1 cheaper. And this is what's a bit concerning for me. But with what we see here, it's got a lot of support. People appreciate it. Yeah, it's gone down in price now. We've got, we've already passed post-Christmas. January, the best time to sell your Rust skins. And unfortunately, as we steer close to March and April, we're probably going to see this maybe go down a little bit more in price. Well, with the borders we see here, I'm doubting that. I think this is going to be the lowest it goes, and that's fine. So that seems to be nice and secure. And during January, it went all the way up to about $3+, almost $4 at one point. So point I'm trying to get across is you should expect probably the exact same type of behaviour. It will most likely go down in price for a while. When times are good, aka the summertime this year, it will very likely bounce upwards. And with more and more weapons potentially in the way, a proper collection being built up, you could probably see this work out ever so nicely. Now we're also going to mention the Black Diamond AK-47. So this sold at a premium price of $4.49 earlier last year, and for a while it wasn't doing super great. But of course, as time went on, we saw more skins being accepted. We even saw clothing and armour. Now it sits here at $6. So just to quickly remind you, as you can see, it went down, didn't do very well for a while, then eventually, Yep, now it's at a very good spot. It was at $7 at one point, but of course, after post-Christmas, it goes down. Consider looking at this in the summer and see how it is then. So that right there, if you were to go ahead and take a look at the Black Diamond collection, it got so much more, and, well, things just it flourished. It's done good. Now, not every single skin here is perfect, but you could see it's doing a lot better compared to most collections. That is looking very, very nice. So that's a potential nice outcome. So overall, point made, black AK-47s tend to work out quite nicely. It's not too hard to comprehend, I'm sure. Could that still go below its Rustle price? I do expect that. How low will it go? I don't really see it going below $2. I think that'll be at its worst. So, okay, fair enough. Price we're going to offer then? I think we could probably do between $1.50 and $2.20. If you're going to go all the way up to $2.20, I wouldn't be surprised if you pick up a fairly decent amount of these. Again, usually around March and April is where we see prices drop off to a certain low point. But then, of course, after that, once we're past all Easter and whatnot, the summer. And with those ever so interesting things being mentioned on the Rust commits, we are probably going to have some very interesting updates on the horizon, specifically for the summer. And I think a lot of people are going to be enticed to want to jump in, play Rust during the summertime. And, before, the very nice high player counts we've had very recently, the summer was really, really good compared to what we had for the early parts of 2024. I'm expecting the summer of 2025 to potentially kick off very, very nicely. So, things are lining up pretty good. That AK, $1.50 to $2.20. If you want to play it a little bit more safer, maybe stick at around $2. But like I said, I really do believe you'll be picking up a fairly decent amount of them at $2.20. So yeah, okay, the future could be pretty good for that. Let's now talk about the Great Siege Garage Door. So for what this is, awesome looking design. I did mention in my predictions video that, hey, look, I think that could easily rebound. It could easily go up in price quite nicely because every now and then we get an awesome looking garage door like this. But inevitably, over the course of these next couple months and whatnot, I still see this going down in price. Sorry to say, but with Valentine's literally, tomorrow, and, well, potentially next week as well, we'll get 2 weeks, the amount of garage doors I've seen submitted for Valentine's is ridiculous, all right? So that might be like, oh, wow, that's an awesome looking design, perfect for the update. Next week, tomorrow, we'll probably see some cutesy, silly, goofy Valentine's garage door that, suddenly everybody cares about then, and that gets forgotten, and unfortunately, it'll probably go down in price. Well, I feel like that's an inevitability, I'm sorry to say, especially with this currently sitting here with 28,000 subscribers almost. By tomorrow, maybe it'll reach up to 29, 30,000, but that is high. And that means a lot of them are in circulation, and then we have to bring up the amount of garage doors we've seen already so far this year and how many we saw last year, and then you look at the prices and oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, 5 weeks of 2025 so far and 5 skins already, and tomorrow wouldn't be surprising to see another one for the 6th week of 2025. Ooh, so last year, how many garage doors did we see? Lots. Twitch drops, it doesn't stop. Point made. So okay, if we keep seeing more interesting Twitch drops, if we keep seeing more, interesting skins being made in Rust doors, yeah, of course we're going to be concerned. This is basically the exact same thing I have said every single week, but point made. That Mystic Tree garage door, cool looking design. We hope to see like a proper collection being built out of it. Didn't happen, unfortunately, of all these holiday things in the way, but yeah, it started to suffer. There was a lot of demand for it because people appreciated it and liked it, but inevitably there will be more options and it does get lost in the shuffle. How low will that go? We don't fully know at the moment, but yeah, back over to here, looking at this skin, I'm thinking, you know what? I think it will drop off a fair bit, but I can see it, rebounding quite nicely. I think people will respect it, like it. I think these skin creators could, produce some very cool looking garage doors or art piece skins over the course of this year for every season, for every big update. Like for the cooking update, they could probably do like Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen or something. Just guys in hazmats and whatnot with chef's hats. I had to send that to them actually. So anyway. That, I think I'm probably going to do like $1.20 to $1.80. I think that might be going down slightly less than $2, but I can see it probably working out nicely further on in the future. At the very least, maybe it retains its value, but I am aware that that very likely will be dropping off for the upcoming future. So just putting that out there. All right, so how you approach that is up to you. If you want to, if you're a little bit more confident in it, offer a higher price, but if you're not feeling that confident, you offer with the lower price. So yeah, $1.20, a fair bit below its its halfway point, but who knows how bad things could be during Easter and, well, later on in this year with the dreaded autumn-fall seasonal dip. But, if October and November this year is like last year, hang on a minute, it might not be that bad. Right, moving on. Barbarian Jacket. So, for the 48-hour analysis, I looked at that Barbarian Jacket and I thought, you know what, that's probably going to reach around 27 to 32,000 subscribers. Well, that has also fallen just short, 24,400 at the moment. But I feel like the point still remains. We need to see more skins being produced for this. And at the moment, skin creators can't really do anything because, of course, they just had Lunar New Year. They just had Valentine's, or just about to have Valentine's. So, will we see hoodie and pants? Will we see some armor and whatnot for this? I'd like to wait and see. But, Barbarian set. Clearly there is demand. People obviously like this design and whatnot, but how many jackets have we had with a very similar design? Well, we've had Twitch drops like it. We've had other marketable skins like it. So there you go. You've got Shroud and Binan's jacket. We've got the Heavy Knight jacket. You got some other cool looking transparent designs and whatnot. But overall, I'm trying to get this point across to you. We have other options. All right, we have other options. But to truly help that out, they can still make some more skins for it. And how many Barbarian collections and Barbarian themes do we actually have in Rust? I don't think we have any. So, okay, it needs the help. It's sold a lot. And, in the past we've seen jacket skins sell a lot and unfortunately never really recover properly. So you have to be a little bit cautious for this one. At $2.49, what's likely going to happen next? Well, of course, I do still believe this is going to go down in price as well. So, interesting, but I need to see more for it to support it. I think I'm going to do $1.20 and $1.80 for this one as well. I could see it dropping off. Don't really know how low it's going to go, but if we keep seeing more and more jacket skins being produced this year, of course, much like last year, I think we can expect some problems. And do not forget, last year, with all those jackets that we got, every single marketable one was in the negative at one point. I mean, it's not too hard to notice right now, but yeah. So, will we cool down this year? Will it be like previous years? Will we only get 3 accepted throughout the full year? Or is it going to be like last year where we get a ton of them? We'll have to wait and see. So if you're cautious about that, you play it safer. Sounds good? Right, let's now go ahead and take a look at the sleeping bag. So, I've done a comparison short video. You can see that on my YouTube right over to here. Ta-da! Where are we? We are looking at... There we are. And you've probably seen it, and you probably understand the point I'm trying to get across. Last year we had Spreen sleeping bag. It's a perfectly fine black sleeping bag that doesn't glow in the dark. Useful for outside. Cool. But very recently, we also happen to have the Black Diamond sleeping bag, which you can see right over to here. Is this the week? We're going to find out. No? Okay. Do you remember when? I don't. There we go. Right. That did 19,600 subscribers. It is basically the exact same type of sleeping bag as the night sleeping bag. I've made this point more than enough already. It has slightly gone down in price, but this is also part of a collection which we've already seen today, which is pretty well established. People appreciate it, people like it, and potentially we'll see some more deplorables being made for it in the future. Back over to here, to what we're currently looking at. This night sleeping bag is all by itself. It doesn't have a collection. It's a cool looking design. I think people obviously have shown off that they appreciate it and whatnot, because I didn't really think this was going to sell that much. And it has just about fallen short compared to the Black Diamond sleeping bag. But, one thing that's helping this out is it's selling at a cheaper price. Okay, fair enough. But is it actually going to hold? Is it going to be all right? Well, I can still see the Black Diamond sleeping bag working out quite nicely. I don't know how far it'll go, but more deplorables definitely give it a nice boost and whatnot. But the night sleeping bag, what's Robstar thinking? Has anybody asked, hey, are you going to make a continuation? And the question has not been asked, no. Could he make a locker? Could he make some doors, some boxes and whatnot? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, unfortunately, and that's not good enough. So, my suggestion is I'm probably going to approach this with an 80 cent to $1.30 buy order. I want to play it safe, but I could still see it working out a little bit better. Could still see it working out quite nicely to a point. And, the amount it's sold, it's not ridiculous. It's fairly average, but, look at all the other sleeping bags we've had somewhat recently, and they're not exactly doing super great. So, point made. You probably want to play it a bit safer with the prices. Cool. We're now going to talk about Blacksmith's Tier 3. So, did anybody sit here and ask the skin creators, hey, are you alive? No. Did they come back to life? I don't think there's any sign of that. No. Okay, so what's the point trying to get across? Well, if you look at Vitalik's workshop, you might notice that he hasn't been very active. See this Dracula furnace they had accepted quite some time back? Well, that was actually for the 2023 Halloween. So when you look at all these skins here, that's all they did between Halloween 2023 to Christmas 2024. They are not active. And here's the big problem. You should also be aware that this tier 3 was in the workshop for over 2 years, so that's why we're not like seeing that on the workshop as an accepted skin. If they're not like active, if they're not going to be making any more Blacksmith's core pieces, what's likely going to happen to this tier 3 set, do you reckon? It's probably going to crash and burn. I'm very sorry to say, but now again, if we could just quickly go back to the workshop page, does it have a collection? I didn't actually see that for myself. I think this was just a one-off skin that they produced, which, you know, is fine, but if there's no more Blacksmith-like skins coming out, this is going to get cheap, like really cheap, and I'm concerned about that, chat. So, how low could it go? Well, I am remembering the Cyber Collection when that initially came out. Now, of course, it did get more skins accepted and whatnot, but initially, that Tier 3 armor, which it started off with, it went all the way down to about like 50 cents, 60 cents. Now, of course, we got the Tier 2, the hoodie and pants. It boosted up a bit, but it went down real bad from $2 to like 50 to 60 cents. For these, I think I'm just maybe going to step away from them. That might be the smart thing. But if you truly believe that will work out nicely in the future, I mean, you're more than welcome to jump in. But I think you could probably pick these up for about, well, 50 to 60 cents. You know, that's what I'd suggest. I don't think I'll be chasing after them out of precaution. But, yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing any more Blacksmith stuff. Maybe they surprise us in a month's time or something. All right, cool. I will respect that. I wouldn't be surprised they bounce up quite nicely because of that. But I'm not seeing any signs of life from them at the moment, so it is what it is, all right? So, yeah, you could offer 50 to 60 cents. There you go. And then we have the Medeival Sword. Yes, it's got that spelling mistake still. Maybe it gets fixed when the restore is changed tomorrow. Keep an eye on that. That's going to be a bit of a concern. So let me just quickly get this point across. Basically, when we do a buy order on a skin, if it has a name change, you will have to do a new buy order. It becomes a new entity on Steam Market. So I think that'll be fixed. All right, cool. So anyway, perfectly fine, cool looking sword, perfectly, coming out perfectly at the right time for a primitive update. But here's the question: have you enjoyed the primitive update? Do you feel? Oh god, they've gone down. So here's the point I'm trying to get across. If people do appreciate the primitive update, then of course they're going to keep using salvage swords, long swords, crossbows, bows, and with more usage, there's more justification to own skins, and of course that would, lead to skins going up in price more. Whilst these were being bought out, they've gone back down again after a few days. Oh dear. I'm a bit concerned. Yes. So, of course, last week we had the Lunar Snake Helix Rapier sword, and that looks cool. That looks nice. How's that currently holding up? Because, of course, it's been like almost a week basically since this properly came out. And, yeah, it's not really held up super great. The boulders only went up to $1. It just went down and then stagnated. Oh dear. So, what's the answer you're trying to get across then, Mr. Hedge? I think we could just probably play it safe and go with 60 cents to 80 cents. I can't give you a strong definitive answer. And by default, before this update and whatnot, we're just doing that with all salvage swords and whatnot. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play it with 60 cents to 80 cents. Maybe we get, we see some changes and whatnot, but as of now, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it with the people's behaviour, so yeah. Right then, so that was all the abnormal skins. Shall we now talk about all the regular skins? The skins that become marketable tomorrow. So, Friar Head Wrap and Shirt. I assumed, so back over to here, looking at the 48-hour analysis, I looked at that Friar clothing, and I thought we're going to see sales between 18 to 21,000. That was from the initial amount of sales, because things were like really doing well in the beginning. But no, this has done 16,200 subscribers, and this has done 15,400 subscribers. So a little bit short, but hey, that's still all right. But I have to bring this up. I don't make too much of a fuss about this, but you see this very goofy hairstyle, this haircut? It's really funny, and I know a lot of people would think it's so, but this does not work for everybody. Your character quite literally has to be bald already to really make this work. If your character actually has hair, whilst it might use like the follicles, like the what do you call them? Someone mentioned it last week. You know how your hair's just basically a few planes and whatnot? It just makes them all flat. So if you had like black hair, you just got basically like a black flat like skull with the fry head wrap. You can actually see it here with the guy on the right, and you can see it here with the guy on the left with his brown hair, and then you can see it here as well. It just makes it flat, but the colour of your hair. So it might not be as good as you think it is. If you're already bald, congratulations. Maybe in the future we can actually get to choose our characters. That'd be nice, you know. Make it a DLC, you know. All proceeds go to charity or something. Anyway, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. I'm not sure if it's going to catch on as well as you might have thought. I did put out a funny video where I had him like praying and then shooting water at Mr. Rexmore, the reactor target. Will we see more of this as well? I did approach the skin creator, and unfortunately, the skirt doesn't really. It doesn't really work. It's too short. It's a bit very unfortunate, that I should say. But maybe we'll still see some like sandals or something. That'd be cool. But I'm not 100% sure how to approach this. And with that, I'd probably play it safe. So I think I'll just probably do 50 cents to 60 cents for the fry head wrap. But for the burlap shirt, for what it is, it's a perfectly fine looking, modest monk style shirt. I mean, I think that would actually fare a bit better compared to the head wrap. That's goofy and silly, but is it always going to be, you know, in demand and goofy and silly to everyone? So anyway, this shirt, at the very least, I can bring up that burlap shirts in the past, because we don't get too many of them, they tend to work out very nicely. And that shirt, at the very least, you probably could consider buying. Now, if we were to just quickly compare these based on, like, subscriber counts, it is in the upper half. But, you know, we've had certain shirts in the past sell a fair bit better. And as I said, it's fairly unique compared to the other ones. I am quite literally a monk with my monk shirt. Okay, so how are we approaching it? You could probably actually go buy some if you really wanted to. But I think you could just probably do, you know, like 90 cents. You could probably do 80 to 90 cents seems about right. I can see that holding up quite nicely. Will it go down in price initially? Yeah, probably by a few pennies, but I think that'll have a pretty good, interesting future out of it. So, okay, cool. Got that nice and established. What about the crossbow and the bow skin? So that crossbow has done almost 14,000 subscribers. That bow skin has done about 13,000 subscribers. Let's do a quick comparison. Oathkeeper bow, 14 to 17,000, and the Heavy Knight crossbow, 14 to 17,000. So just a bit short, but close enough. Okay, so, Heavy Knight. We are aware that there are other Heavy Knight skins that were submitted in the past that potentially could be redone, remade, and potentially accepted in the future, but would that potentially benefit the crossbow? I don't know. Tier 2 would be great, though. Just saying. It would be very nice. Crossbows. At the very least, I will sit here and say this. Crossbows don't really go down super cheap. As we can see, the cheapest crossbow currently on the market, it is sitting there at $1.30, and that's a holiday theme skin. In fact, that's also a holiday theme skin. Okay. So if you kind of push that aside, the cheapest one's then $1.40. Interesting. So for the Heavy Knight crossbow, I think I'll just play it a bit safer. I think I'm going to do between... I think I'll do 80 cents to $1.20. I think that's fine. Yeah. And Heavy Knight, we could see more of it. That'll work out very nicely. The design, totally fine. Perfectly befitting for the primitive update. Yes. All right. So we'll leave it at that. But for the bow skin here, again, to now look at the behaviour of the bows and see if there's been any changes. The answer is, well, no. Seems it hasn't really worked out as good as we were hoping. So, yep, the bow skins have hardly changed. Only a few of them are currently in the positive based on all the skins that are accepted over the past couple of years. So I think to play it safe, we'll just stick with 60 cents to 80 cents. And that's that. That's everything. So we've covered all of that. All the prices have been written down by Mr. Antinomy. How you doing over there, Mr. Antinomy, in the chat? So, what is there to talk about for tomorrow? What is there to be expected? So let me just close this and this. Right. So I'm sure you're fully well aware that last week we got a ton of Valentine's skins being submitted. It's Valentine's tomorrow. Well, not actually, it's actually Friday, but the Valentine's Rush Store is tomorrow. Yippee! Right, so what's potentially going to be accepted? Because there's a ton of skins that are submitted, an absolutely ridiculous amount. 220 skins in total. So, first of all, is it only going to be 1 week? By default, you should only assume that there'll be 1 week of Valentine's, right? We've only ever had one in the past. That's the way it's always been. But we were surprised to see 2 weeks of Lunar New Year. We were kind of expecting it, and it did happen, but it was, for the first time ever, 2 separate Lunar New Year rush doors. Okay. This has 50 more submissions compared to Lunar New Year, which only had 172 submissions. Just point that out. There are so many deplorables, it's ridiculous. Now, if you want to get a nice little insight for a good preview of the Valentine skins, consider watching my most recent Rust Workshop bingo. Yes, Valentine's bingo. In short, I didn't want to pick all the skins myself. In my server, we have a bingo. People will pick out skins they think will potentially be accepted, and, well, winner gets a prize. Well, I looked at all the skins that I mentioned more compared to others, and I showcased them in this video. Also, skins that were getting a lot of upvotes, I guess you could say. So back over to here, just to point out, certain skins here have absolutely ridiculous upvotes, and if I could just scroll down, you just saw it in the thumbnail there. That sheep Medeival in particular has 4,000 plus upvotes. It's maddening. It's ridiculous. How could you? Unbelievable. So yeah, who knows what's going to get accepted? But I have seen a lot of anime and manga designs. We'll see if that's going to be the case for tomorrow's Rust Store. But, you know, as much as you'll complain about it, we did just have Christmas, and a certain sheep Medeival did about 30,000 subscribers, so they are in demand. You could complain, but it is what it is. So, okay, fair enough. Valentine's tomorrow. How many skins will be accepted, and will it be 1 week or two? We're going to find out. So, cool. Now, have you been keeping an eye on the commits? Because over the past week, it has been a hack week. And let me just give you a quick highlight of all the interesting things. So, a pogo stick. I mean, would you? I mean, it would be nice to get some goofy sort of vehicles to go around the map. Yes. Can we have a bouncing space hopper? Yes. Okay, we'll see. So, yeah, pogo stick has been mentioned. And, well, we appear to have an idea. So we're fully well aware of jungle biome, all right? But for a hack week idea, overgrowth on monuments that aren't like native to the jungle biome. So, of course, in the future, we're going to have maps generating with the various different biomes, snow, desert, forest, but of course, jungle as well. And, you know, you're probably going to see like dome in jungle. You're going to probably see, well, launch site, as it's mentioned here. So they are potentially going to add jungle foliage covering like buildings and whatnot. That's just an idea they're currently tweaking with. But I will sit here and say, Hack Week ideas have developed into actual things that were added in the game in the future, all right? Keep your eye on the commits, and you'll be aware of like things that eventually, you know, get considered and actually are implemented in the game. And I'll show a good example in a second. Over to here, Hack Week gestures. So we actually have a little video over here. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. Patrick, sorry, I'm talking too quickly. That's my fault. So, yeah, we have some Hack Week ideas. We've got some loving gestures, some nice gestures, I guess you could say. Where's the hug? Where's the hug? We need hugs. We need interactable gestures. Let us hug. Come on now. So that appears to be something that's being worked on. And in the future, hey, that might be something we'll see being added to the game. But for now, we don't know, right? It's just them experimenting. So let them cook, right? Let them cook. So let's put that away. Thank you very much, good sir. But still, I want to see hugging. Why can't we hug? So yeah, cool things being showcased and worked on. Right, drawbridge. Talking too quickly, sorry. But yeah, considering we've just had the primitive update, drawbridges are now being mentioned. Drawbridges are now being worked on. But it's just a Hack Week idea, right? They'll have a nice minimum viable product, yes, and they'll consider it, they'll look at it, they'll see if it could work in the actual game, and, you know, if it gets approved at some point in the future, we'll probably see it being, you know, actually added. But it could just be an idea, and that's it. All right? Now over to here. Hack Week swarms. Bees. We're fully well aware that bees have been mentioned quite a lot, coinciding with the discussion for the cooking update. Bees make honey. Oh, yes. Now, I'll talk about that in a second because, well, we'll save it. But yeah, bee swarms. You could just, like, be walking around and whatnot. Oh, no, look, there's a swarm. Ah, it's chasing me. So you have to go jump in the water or something to evade them. So, like, it's not just, like, angry pigs and whatnot chasing after you. The bees! Not the bees! So yeah, cool. That's an interesting thing to potentially look forward to. Again, a Hack Week idea, but yeah, bugs might attack you at some point in the future. Oh, great, you know, wonderful. Right, so yes, Cooking V2, Cooking Update. It has been getting a few mentions here and there, but, well, other things are being mentioned coinciding with it. Chickens. Now, as I said earlier, every now and then a Hack Week idea does eventually turn into a proper idea. Coops were mentioned ages ago. Well, they were initially a Hack Week idea. Now it's part of the cooking update. Looks like this is genuinely actually becoming a thing now. But to what extent and when it comes out, keep an eye on the commits, basically. So that is the answer. But yes, chickens, you're going to be able to collect them, look after them, love them, and they'll fart out an egg every now and then. So collecting eggs is going to be a thing, and you can use that to cook stuff, make cake and pie, and, well, other things, I'm sure. We'll see. What do these meals amount to? We don't know yet, but they must be doing something. All right then, cool. So chicken coops, farming animals, that seems to become a bit of reality, and I think they're also going to update chickens. There was a chicken update that was also mentioned. Maybe we're going to get different types of chickens. We shall see. They should add, like, foxes and eagles that could, like, swoop down and grab the chickens. That would be pretty funny. And then, of course, bees. So we just mentioned bees a second ago, but bees, they are going to have, they're going to have hives, and you're going to be able to farm them. You're going to be able to become a beekeeper, essentially. And you can now cook honeycomb in a furnace, produce jars of honey. Well, cool. So, all right, then, we got methods to, make honey. What's honey going to be used for? Don't know yet. We'll find out. You can put them in your tea, and it makes it like a little bit sweeter. Yes, lovely. And then over to here, the triangle planter. I've seen this being mentioned along with the hopper. So over to here, Mr. Protox has a video. We'll give that a good look as well. So yes, we have the triangle planter. This was actually mentioned like a long time ago, but it looks like it's actually going to get added fairly soon. Again, this looks kind of ready. Maybe it's readily available for the March Force Wipe update. Hey, we shall see. But yep, you can easily squeeze in a decent amount of plants, and yeah, there you go. Cool. So you can make use of the space in your base. That rhymes, haha. 200 wood, 2 tarp, and you can plant up to 4 different plants. Very nice, very cool. And then we have the hopper. So the hopper is basically something... So, what just happened there? A certain individual walked into this trap base, got shot, died, but the hopper sucked him in, and all of his things. There you go, and yeah, it's put it in the box. So if things get dropped and whatnot, the hopper will suck it in. And this could become a nice automated thing in the future, where instead of having to collect things yourself, such as perhaps, harvested, to harvest like fruit and veg and whatnot, maybe that's something that's going to automatically get grabbed out and chucked into a hopper, and, well, there you go. So we'll see what that becomes, but yeah, it just basically sucks up things that are dropped on the floor. And if you drop people, it'll suck them in too. So cool. Just a nice little insight for the various interesting things being mentioned on the Rust commits. And there's the hopper. There you go. Cool. So, yeah, didn't mean to talk about that too much, but here we are. Lots of nice things being worked on now because, of course, we just had the big update. We just had the primitive update. What is next? Probably cooking. And then maybe jungles a little bit later this year. To what point or what extent, I don't know. I hope to see the jungle biome around the summertime, but yeah, we'll let them do it correctly. We'll let them take their time. Right then, so I think that's more than enough yapping. Shall we now skip ahead and do those buy orders? And so that. Alright, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I am chasing after the AK47. Will I be successful? Have people remembered that they can sell their skins right now? Many questions. No answers. No skins. Oh, no. Come on, show it. What about over here? Great say, no. What about over here? No. Midnight. Don't forget. There we go. Hello, how you doing? Oh, no one's done a dollar buy order on you yet, and I screwed it up probably. Over here. There we are, and £1.20 already, which is not too surprising. Alright, over to here, and Barbarian Jacket. Alright, we're going to have a quick look at the buy orders. Alright. Over to here. Right, night sleeping bag. You're going to be better than like bad, so I'm going to put a decent buy order over here. And over to here, we've got Medeival. I wonder if they fixed it. Hello, you. Did I really want to chase after? I'll put down a silly barter. We'll see what happens in the future. Don't really expect too much from this, but I probably could still pick them up for a cheap price and see what happens next. Alright, there you go. You never know. The skin creators could suddenly come back to life. Right, remember, if this does get its name changed in the future, you would probably have to do the barter all over again. Alright, cool. Got that nice and established. I've warned you. And now we put the barter down. Low ball. And back over to here. Everything's all done. Cool. Right. So what we'll do now is we'll skip ahead and we'll discuss the abnormal border support. All right, it's been almost 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and showcase all these skins, see how they're currently holding up with their abnormal barter support. And as you can see, with this $3 AK, the barter's only got up to $2. So, yeah, we basically suggested this, and this is where it's at. Now, of course, over the course of the next, well, let's say about 20 hours, maybe some people put down some stronger barters. That's fine. And we do expect this to dip for a while. We basically said it. But further on in the future, is it going to end up like the Black Diamond AK47? Or is it just going to kind of end up like the Commando AK47? Is it going to dip but then go up in price and stay and hold it up? Or is it going to go up in price when times are good and go down again when it's not? It's very simple, very straightforward. I don't expect this to crash and burn. I think whilst it has sold quite a lot of them, it's still looking like it's going to be a fairly in-demand looking skin. It looks good, people like it, and we are expecting more skins being produced, more weapon skins at the very least. So it has an interesting future ahead of it. But if you're going to sit there and say, Hedge, should I buy that or should I consider doing a buy order? Well, judging the current listings we're seeing at the moment and the bars we see here, no, I don't expect it to be actually managing to maintain its price for the foreseeable future. You could probably just put down like a $2.30 bar order. I won't be surprised in the slightest if you end up buying a bunch of them at that price, and you can get them for about 70 cents cheaper. So if that's what you want to do, feel free to proceed with that. But if you care more about the long term, I could see it rising up nicely. But yeah, we'll have to leave it for a while, see what happens next. And don't forget, consider keeping an eye on the the workshop of the skin creators, because I've seen it on their Twitter. They are currently working on another Black Ops weapon skin, so keep an eye on them. Cool. Holodno, and of course Mr. Kolotinsky. All right then. Next up, what do we see? It's the Great Siege Garage Door. So we've already made that big fuss about garage doors, and well, the barters basically stop at $1.20. You could probably go up a little bit higher to $1.50 here. That's actually me. I was very surprised to see that the barters weren't going up that much. Okay, fair enough. I'm willing to take that the brunt of the potential bad things that might happen, aka I might have them dumped on me at $1.50. But like I said, yes, I'm fully well aware it sold quite a lot, and there's quite a lot of them in circulation. But there's genuine demand for that garage door. People liked it. Yes, there's probably going to be a lot more goofy, fun, cool-looking garage doors in the future, but as time goes on, I think that'll be appreciated. I'm sure that could rebound quite nicely. So yeah, I've gone for about halfway point. I'm still potentially picking them up for $1.50 cheaper, and with nothing else close to that, right? It really wouldn't surprise me if that's going to be the case. So, if you're going to sit there and say, Hedge, should I buy that? It don't look like it's maintaining that $3 price, bud, but you could put down a $2 barter and pick up a bunch of these for $1 cheaper. Wouldn't be surprised if you picked them up. So, yep, that's up to you. If you want to proceed to do that yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. So, yeah, you're better off with a buy order. Over to here, we have the Barbarian Jacket, a $2.49 skin, and as we can see, the barters basically stop at $1.40. So, yeah, just slightly above the halfway point of its price. Yep. You could just probably put down like a $1.80 barter. You very likely will be picking these up for about 70 cents cheaper. You could go a little bit lower than that if you want, but point still remains, it doesn't look like anyone's going close to $2. Okay. But the listings, they're only at $3.50 at the moment. Well, give it, some more time. Over the course of the week, you'll probably see some more listings and whatnot. And it was fairly close to 30,000, but it looks like it's going to round up to about 25 to 26,000 sales. We'll see by tomorrow. So, if we do see more Barbarian clothing and armour being produced, yes, I could see that working out quite nicely. It could be like the Heavy Night collection. That started off with a jacket, then afterwards we got the hoodie and the pants, and then we got the tier 3, and funnily enough, guess who made Heavy Night? The same people that made the Barbarian Jacket. So, just point it out. You remember that jacket? The Heavy Night one? Remember when it went all the way up to $9? Just saying. So we'll see what happens next. Cool. But yeah, you could just probably put down a $1.80 barter, pick these up for 70 cents cheaper, and yeah. Night sleeping bag. So as we can see right here, it's only got barters going up to about $1.40. It's a $1.99 skin. We've made the comparisons to the other sleeping bag, the Twitch drop from last year. We've got the Black Diamond sleeping bag. Black Diamond's at least part of a bigger collection that potentially will progress even nicer, with more skins potentially being produced and accepted. Night sleeping bag. What's going to happen to you? As of now, we don't know. But Robstar is a fairly proficient skin creator, and I'm pretty confident we'll be seeing some more night-themed skins being produced by him. We shall see. But, well, it does look like it'll be dropping. It's sold quite a fair bit. It's looking like it'll probably reach about 17,000 subscribers by tomorrow, so I think... Look, honestly, if you truly wanted to buy a bunch of these, $1.50, you could easily pick these up for 50 cents as time goes on. Once we get around the Easter dip, it probably will be dropping probably to a new low point, and that very likely will be it. So, okay, fair enough, that's up to you. But how high will it even go? Sleeper bags, they don't really go up in price that much, at least the more recent ones that have been accepted in recent Rust stores. Take that into consideration, yeah. You're better off with a $1.50 buy order. So take that if you will, and now we'll move on and talk about the Medeival Sword with the spelling mistake. Remember, if they do change that, you're going to have to redo your buy order. But looking at the buy orders, it really don't look like that many people are like that fussed. Everybody played it safe. Everybody's done a buy order below $1. That does not look like it's going to maintain its $2.49 price. Nope. Nope. So, yeah, I'll just suggest if you really wanted to chase after it, you could just put down a $1 buy order. You'll probably be picking up a lot of them. It very likely will be going down to there at some point. And it didn't like sell next to nothing, so alright, it is what it is. So let's just quickly remind myself, how much did that sell as of now? 12,000 subscribers. That's not like next to nothing. If anything, that's a very good indicator that this Rust store sold very nicely. If that's the lowest selling skin, wow. Okay, well, back over to here. So that right there, Medeival Sword, just put down a $1 bar to spare yourself and save $1.49. Then we had the Blacksmith Tier 3. As I said, I didn't have that much faith in it because it really doesn't look like we'll be getting a continuation for at least a while or probably forever, all right? So the buy orders, they only go up to about 60 cents and it stops there. Well, I did do a buy order, but I did like a goofy 50 cents buy order. I thought, we'll see what happens next. So, yeah, I did put down a buy order. Now, with these listings here, I've noticed that people are refusing to list it below $4. I mean, give it time. Will it gradually go all the way down to a low point? Probably. But if people are being smart about it, I mean, maybe it maintains the price of $4 as a listing, and maybe people feel the need to go ahead and try and buy it with a higher buy order. I've seen a lot of metallic sets come out. Initially, when people saw that they weren't getting an instant continuation, unfortunately the price did suffer. Cyber Collection, as I mentioned earlier, was a perfect example. All right, so it is what it is. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but maybe some weird, strange things could happen with this. But it still did like 16,000 subscribers, and that's like still quite a fair bit. So it's not like there's hardly any of these that exist. So you've been warned, but yeah, you're better off just doing like an 80-cent barter. You could pick this up for about $1 cheaper, yes. So overall, of all the skins today, you're probably better off with doing a barter on all of them. And as I said earlier, honestly, if there's one skin you could probably buy, it might just be the burlap shirt. Burlap shirts have worked out ever so nicely in the past, and with the monk theme, I think people would probably enjoy it, more specifically for roleplay and whatnot. So if you want to build a church, you need that friar shirt. You could also get the head wrap as well, but I don't think everyone's going to be super happy with the fact that you're not going to be bald as well. Alright, it is what it is. So overall, you're probably just better off sticking with buy orders. But if you truly want to buy something for yourself, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated, get what put nice creative designs in the future. All good. Right, some people have alerted me about this. So Lunar Lantern sleeping bag, it had a buyout. Someone jumped in, bought out all the stock. Its cheapest listing at one point was $33. But yeah, that was because of a buyout. If I were to just quickly refresh here, take a look, and we'll see with the liquidity. Yeah, someone's been making moves. We have not got all the details yet, but it was properly cleaned out earlier. So I've actually gone ahead and put down a stronger buy order on it because I'm curious. If something like that would have happened again and it never really like gets an abundance of stock or abundance of quantity being put down, maybe this actually works out quite nicely in the future. We'll see. And then we have the Redemption Python. Someone mentioned this in a, on Reddit, and they've pointed out, guys, it's got pay-to-win aim sights. It's got pay-to-win aim sights. Oh, if only someone mentioned this 5 months ago. If only someone mentioned this 5 months ago. But apparently these people have only just found out about it. So, yep, someone makes a comparison between the Redemption and the Blackout Python, and it gets bought out en masse. So, yeah, it has sold so many that I can't actually tell how many have sold. Like this right here says 46 sold on February 6th. It's even higher than that. Like the halfway point is still much higher. So that's probably 100 plus. So, yeah. That happened there. But yeah, people ask me what's going on. Someone just simply made a fuss about it on the subreddit. There you go. So, yeah, it had a nice little growth moment. Okay, well, that's basically everything. Am I expecting an early roster rotation tomorrow? No. Obviously last week we had the update, so update has to come out early. Makes sense. But tomorrow we're not getting an update. It's just a normal standard Thursday. Yeah, some servers might wipe and whatnot. Cool. But no, I'm not expecting an early one tomorrow. But, it's up to FacePunch. FacePunch could easily just have a roster rotation at like 12 midday UK time. They've done that before. So we'll see, but the expectation is at some point between 6 to 10 p.m. London time tomorrow. All right, so if you're fully well aware of that, cool. And all I can sit here and say is thank you very much for watching me. Look at the amulet rug. Same thing. We actually looked at that earlier as well. It just got bought out. So looking at the marketplace, and yeah. Same thing. And it's got that $3.16 buy order right there. So maybe it's the beginning of some sort of manipulation, I guess. We shall see. But it's just a buyout, all right? Shammer, it's literally just a buyout. It was just kind of going down in price, stagnating. How many sales? 14, is that it? 14 sales to make it go? Oh, well, right, fair enough. But yeah, it wasn't very in demand. It did about 7,500 subscribers. Yeah, nothing really much to it. So yeah, it's just someone doing a buy order or rather buyout, and yeah. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, we're going to wrap this up. So for the final thought, what will be accepted tomorrow? Will it be very interesting looking, unique designs, or is it going to be an anime girl? Or is it going to be the naughty one? The sheepman of door. Oh dear, we shall see. But I'm expecting to be surprised at least. And next week, will we get a week 2 for Valentine's? We're just going to have to wait and see. So that, once again, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you all later. I love you. Goodbye. Bye.